The Wendy's Baconator is an iconic fast food burger. Beef, cheese, bacon, ketchup, mayo. Simple, delicious, what's not to love? Well, if you're trying to watch your weight, maybe all the calories. It's close to 1,000 calories for a Baconator. But what if I told you you could make one at home that's a fraction of the calories and a third of the fat, but is absolutely delicious? Well, I'll show you how to make it today. It's coming up right now on The Cog is Shred. How's it going, everybody? My name is John, and I've lost over 130 pounds through mindful eating and daily walking. These days, I'm just focused on staying lean and trying to gain a little bit of muscle. So, like I said, I love Baconators. I remember when they were first introduced, and I was immediately hooked and have been eating them ever since. These days, obviously, I still eat them, but I don't eat them all the time, and I try to watch how much I eat. But I wanted to make a Baconator that I could eat every day if I wanted to. I'm not going to, I like variety. But I have put together a recipe for a homemade copycat Baconator that's only 485 calories, has 54 grams of protein, and has only 22 grams of fat. A real Baconator has 66, so it has a third of the fat. So let's go ahead and make this burger right now. Let's get cooking. So we're gonna make our burger patties using 6 ounces of lean ground beef. This is gonna make 2 3-ounce patties. Now, why are we doing 3-ounce patties instead of 4-ounce patties? Well, last time, if you saw the video I did with a double cheeseburger, the 4-ounce patties were way too thick for a double burger. The classic Baconator has to be a double, so these are gonna be a little thinner and a little easier to get your mouth around. Now, lean ground beef is, well, it's lean. It's lower in fat than the meat you'd normally use for burgers. So to add a little bit of healthy fat in, I came up with this idea to add some mashed avocado. So I'm gonna put 11 grams of mashed avocado right there into the burger meat. And I'm also going to add 10 grams of egg beaters. This way, it'll be just a little more juicy and a little more satisfying. I'm mixing 2 different seasonings from McCormick. I've got the Worcestershire Pub Burger Seasoning and the Montreal Steak Seasoning. These are both delicious and are gonna bring out a lot of flavor in this lean beef. Pub Burger Seasoning and Steak Seasoning. I'm also gonna add some pepper. I know there's pepper in the seasonings, but I like pepper. Season it the way you want. You don't have to go crazy with any of these things.
You get a choice at Wendy's old-fashioned hamburgers.
Little onion powder. And lastly, a little monosodium glutamate. This is going to enhance the flavor a little bit, and it's in most fast foods. MSG. Well, don't do that. Okay, let's mix this all together now. I'm going to take off my ring so I don't get a bunch of meat gunked up underneath it. And here we go. Don't be afraid to get messy in the kitchen. Just as long as you clean up after yourself. My wife would not be too thrilled if I didn't do that. All right, everything is thoroughly mixed. Now we're gonna make our patties, but first I'm gonna wash my hands and the table. Be right back. All right, now take a few pieces of non-stick foil or parchment paper. We're gonna make our burger patties and put them on these. So go ahead and take half of your burger meat and start forming the first patty. Now, Wendy's does square burger patties. Obviously, it's not a requirement. It'll still taste the same, but since I'm doing a Baconator, I want it to have that Wendy's square shape. If you've ever cooked ground beef burger patties, you know that they tend to shrink. So if I make square patties, they're gonna shrink and shrivel up and be a little more rounded. So I came up with a way to have a more square final cooked patty. I'm gonna flatten this out because it does tend to shrink. Even the lean beef, it doesn't shrink as much as the fattier beef, but it still does shrink. So first I'm gonna flatten this and make it as close to a square as I can, but I'm gonna extend the corners a little bit. I'm not actually gonna do a true square. I'm gonna do more of a hypocycloid shape.
I don't understand a word you just said.
If you're not familiar with that, think the Pittsburgh Steelers logo. There are those diamonds that sort of have the concave edges. I know I'm getting all scientific here.
That's not science.
It isn't, just let it go.
But if I do this, then those corners will start to shrink in and become a little more square by the time they're done, as opposed to starting with a square and having it shrink to be a little bit more of a circle. It takes a little extra time and effort. You don't really have to do this if you don't want to. I just want these to look nice. For videos, it's all about the presentation. All right, there we go. There's patty number 1. Now let's go ahead and do the same thing with the second. Take the rest of your meat, go ahead and start making your patty. press it out to be more of a square, and then form it into that hypocycloid.
One eternity later.
Whew, all right, second patty is done. That took way too long. Like I said, I'm doing this for presentation, but if you guys just want to eat it, just make a regular round burger patty. I just want these to look good on camera. All right, wash my hands one more time, then we're gonna go ahead and get our buns ready and start cooking. All right, let's get our hamburger bun ready, and let me put my wedding ring back on. And let's put a paper towel under here because I'm gonna spray it with some of this. I can't believe it's not butter spray. Just spritz it right on there. That'll help it toast up nice and crispy. That's all there is to it. These are ready to go on the stove. So let's go ahead and move over to the griddle and start making our burger. So I'm gonna add a little butter flavored cooking spray to the griddle and put our bun on. And I'm gonna press down on the bottom bun for sure. The top one, I might press a little bit. I don't want it to get too flat. I think the last time I made the top bun look a little flat. This is just for presentation, of course. You can smash it down as much as you want. If you want a flat burger bun, go for it. Let's see how this is looking. All right, this is good. Let me go ahead and put it on the plate. And now let's get our bacon ready, because a Baconator's gotta have bacon. And I'm not using turkey bacon, I'm using real pork bacon. Now, of course, bacon is high in fat, and most bacon strips are high in calories, but I found this the other day, Smithfield fully cooked bacon, and when I looked at the nutrition facts, it said a serving size is 3 slices and only 60 calories. That means these are 20 calories per slice. In fact, this is what gave me the idea to try this. So we're gonna put 3 strips of the Smithfield bacon on the griddle. It's already fully cooked, but this is gonna get it just a little crispy. Let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. And it's already cooked, so you can see it's already sizzling up real quick. We're just doing a few seconds on each side because, I mean, this is basically good already. Few more seconds and it's done. All right, that's good. Let's go ahead and put it on a plate, on a paper towel. Help absorb a little bit of that grease that's coming out. All right, now we've got our bacon. So let's go ahead and put this aside and cook the burger patties. A little bit of olive oil cooking spray. And add the burgers. There we go. Oh yeah, hear that sizzle? That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing right there. I'm gonna add a little extra dash of salt and pepper on top of these, some of this garlic salt. Try to gently sprinkle it, I don't wanna go too crazy. And the black pepper. All right, good. And if you notice, the corners are already starting to shrink up just a little bit. That's why we did these as those hypocycloid shapes instead of the squares, because they're shrinking down to be a little bit more square-like. All right, we got some juices coming out here. I think there's probably a good sear on the other side by now, so I think it's just about time to flip them. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Beautiful. I wish you could smell this. I mean, you can if you make it yourself. I highly recommend it. So as these are finishing up, let's add our cheese and bacon. Got 2 slices of fat-free American cheese. And we're gonna take our 3 strips of bacon and just break them in half and put 3 pieces on each one. I'm gonna cover this just for a second, just to help that cheese melt a little bit more. And then we're gonna go ahead and plate it. All right, let me see how that looks. There we go, nice and melted. Get that bottom bun. Get the first patty here. And there we go. We've got our Baconator ready. Let's go ahead and put some ketchup and mayo on here and eat this thing. We're using the Heinz no sugar added ketchup, 10 calories per tablespoon. You don't even have to add a full tablespoon. I'm assuming that's about a tablespoon. If you want to measure it out, measure it out. And I've got 10 grams of Hellmann's Light mayonnaise. I'm just gonna add this to the top bun. Now, if you don't like mayo, save you some calories right there. I love mayonnaise. My wife can't stand it, so she always orders her Baconators with no mayo. So if that's you, go without it, because this is 25 calories right here in the mayo. All right, and with that, our Baconator is done. Ah, look at that. That is a thing of beauty right there. Okay, I can't wait any longer. I've got to eat. Let's eat. And here it is, homemade Baconator, low in calories, low in fat, high in flavor. Just to give you a comparison, a Wendy's double Baconator is about 960 calories with 66 grams of fat, This, only 485 calories and 22 grams of fat. There's a third of the fat in this thing. Still, over 50 grams of protein. Yeah, 54 grams of protein in this little burger right here. All right, I am hungry. I have not eaten yet today. I'm ready. Let's do this. Here we go. Oh man, that is a quality burger. Yes, this right here. Man, this just as satisfying as one from Wendy's. Honestly, I prefer it not being as greasy. The real Baconator is so greasy, it almost makes me a little queasy. This is good. Well, I am going to enjoy the rest of my burger, and if you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to like and subscribe to the COGISshred. I'll be posting more recipes as well as other videos related to my weight loss and fitness journey. Thanks so much for watching. Nothing else to say. I gotta eat. I'll be back.